Today we're going to discuss hip mobility and some key drills and exercises that can help strengthen your hip mobility and your end range strength in your hip flexors. Welcome back. In this video we're going to do a brief display on hip mobility. Usually a lot of times when performing the squat, the major factor in us not reaching depth or not being able to increase weight is through lack of hip mobility, lack of strength in the hip flexor. So in this video, I'll explain a few concepts in which can help give you more mobility in your hip and also increase the strength of your hip flexor. The first drill will be to a hip flexor stretch, 90 degrees. We're going to posterior tilt, and then you'll feel a stretch in the hip flexor. And we're going to just slightly move forward, tensing the butt and the hip flexor. We're just going to move to the opposite side. And again, tilt the posterior. Hold, rock forward, rock forward. An excellent variation on this is to then change the direction of the leg while stretching the hip flexor so that we can also hit the abductors and adductors. Abductors on the outside, adductors on the inside. Okay? Tilt. Set it at 2 o'clock. Push back, set it at 1 o'clock. Push back, set it at 12 o'clock. Push back, set it at 11 o'clock. Now this will work the internal hip mobility, which for a lot of people is very lacking and also not asymmetrical. A lot of times people will have more mobility in their left leg than their right leg. And so this is a perfect way. Watch. At 11 o'clock, posterior tilt, the pelvis. If you can make it to 10 o'clock, even better, and go directly ahead. You may need to assist yourself. Don't worry. Okay. Posterior tilt. Start at 10 o'clock. 11, 12, 1, do it to your limit, and each time that you attempt this exercise, you try and push it a little further towards a new limit. For the next exercise, we're going to use an end range motion or an end range exercise to provide stability and end range strength in the hip flexors. We'll be taking this green band, we'll be placing one foot on it. The other leg, we will put it on the knee, and then we will lift the knee as high as possible, holding it. You can start out 5 to 10 seconds. Let it down, and then switch feet. Consider this exercise minimum 3 sets. Start at whatever amount of time you can handle. If that's 5 seconds, just do it for 5 seconds. But the idea or the key of this exercise is to get as high as your knee can get, as far in the range of hip flexion that you can. So therefore, you will be strengthening that end range motion that will provide you more stability with larger weight and with the bottom position of the squat. For the third exercise, we're going to perform a light drill in which we will just provide some movement doing the 90-90 hip mobility drill. Now you'll see I'm not as flexible as I should be, and I'm working on it every day, as we all should. So therefore, bring your body square to the knee, lean forward, while exhaling throughout the motion. Pivot the torso, lean over this knee as far as you can. Try and keep the knee on the floor, both knees. And then we will transition to the opposite side. Knees on the floor. Square. Square. For this last exercise, we'll be conducting a flow movement in which we will start something similar to the 90-90, in which we then close the gap in between, and we will using both knees to raise. For the opposite side, 99 position, close the gap. And then once we've used that technique to a sufficient level, we will then progress to where we will lift, grab the leg, and then open into the squat. Great exercise in order to fix a lot of internal hip mobility issues. Just to, for the leg that you have the internal hip mobility problems, you'll place a weight on that leg. Twist the other leg down and then go into a prone position. You'll feel a pull in your groin. It's fine, and then lay down. This exercise is by far the most effective hip mobility exercise I've ever used. Again, for the opposite leg, lay the weight onto your foot. Put the leg over and down. And lay as prone as possible. And after a bit of use and stretching, you will attempt to then lift that leg, lift the weight on the leg, and hold. Working on your end range strength. Okay guys, I hope you try these drills out. I hope they serve you well. We'll be covering some more drills in the future. But again, subscribe, and if you like this video and if it has helped you, please press the like button. Thanks for watching. Bye.